So I have closed the geometrical geometry module of the design modeler, and I have just double clicked on the meshing and waiting for the mesh modeler to open. And in the mesh module, we will be creating the unstructured mesh. I will be going with the unstructured mesh, and we will see that the density is a bit higher so that we can have a stable simulation. Clear? And if you are really convenient with structured mesh using some other software, you can do that as well. It is not compulsory for you to deal with unstructured meshes, but remember, the end goal is to perform the simulation successfully. Okay, if you are having a very pretty mesh, a very beautiful and very good looking, a very quality mesh, but you are or we are unable to solve the case successfully, then there is no use, right? So see that you are understanding the setup, understanding the problem, understanding how you can replicate the real life situations in simulation world and solve that particular cases. Clear? Now first thing is, I'll just click a normal generate over here, and I'll see what is the mesh count and size of elements what I'm getting in my display. So you can see that the default size is pretty large, and it is something around 3.2 10 power minus 2 meters. And let me go to statistics and see the elements. Those are 6,000 elements, so this is a very rough mesh. So I'll be just reducing gradually, and I'll just type 1e minus 2 as of now and press generate over here. Wait for the meshing module to mesh all the faces, and you can see a increment in the elements, that is 129,000. Clear? And we can go further. We can make it as 0.007 and click on generate. Now the coarser the mesh, the unstable the what do you call, the simulation, especially if you're solving with the coarser meshes, you'll be having a lot of instability in the residuals. So try to have a, obviously it is desired for us to have a grid independent study. That means we need to perform the study for 3 different sizes, but in the course perspective, I'll be dealing with 1 mesh size. If you're really interested, you can deal with the 3 mesh sizes and see which is the best one, and see which mesh is not varying the results subjected to grid refinement. So that will be the final mesh for the consequent simulations. Clear? But for the course point of view, we cannot have such a long thing, but you must be aware of that thing as well, right? Now I have created this mesh. I mean, this mesh looks decent to me. I mean, it is having 266k elements, 26 to 66,000 elements, and we can go with this one for the first simulation. It is not a problem. Or else, if you want me to refine further, I'll just make it the element size to be 0.00 and 6 over here. Okay, and click on generate. Now that we have already named the sections, we need not spend much time in the meshing module. We can simply verify whether all the names are reflected over here, and then we can just click on update mesh, so that we'll be getting a message of successful mesh translation to the Fluent, and then we can proceed. Now you can see all the faces are reflecting over here. I'll just click on geometry display to turn off the mesh. Now I'll see the inlet over here, and we have the ceiling, then we have the wall. I'll just hold control otherwise for each, so that all the red color faces will show us the selection of all the respected faces. Car body is inside, outlet, so all of these are selected. Clear? And everything is done. Click on mesh, go to the mesh ribbon, click on update, and you will be having this information message, that is the mesh translation to Fluent was successful. Clear? So we have reached to a very fine stage so far. Now comes the complex part, that is the physics setup part. So I will be dealing very slowly in the physics setup, okay, because I'll be dividing the video in very I'll be dividing multiple videos, because if we are making a very longer video, one may get bored and may just forward the setup options, and that is more important, what you have to see how to set up appropriately. Now meshing is done. I'll just click on save as of now, and then after that I'll be just clicking on setup, and see you in the next video.